The Naga Sadhus have been the first line of defense for Sanatan Dharma since a very long time. They have saved the honor of Hindus on numerous occasions, particularly during the invasion by Aurangzeb Mughal forces in Kashi Vishwanath temple and also by Afghans of Ahmad Shah Abdali at Gokul Dham. We'll see about these stories and also learn a little bit more about Naga Sadhus in our video today. Namaskaram everyone, welcome back to Zesty Nimbu. This is Sri Rekha. Who are these Naga Sadhus? To know more about Naga Sadhus, first we need to understand about Dasnami Sampradaya. Dasnami Sampradaya is perhaps the most powerful order of sannyasis who have played a very important role in history of our country. Dasnami, as the name itself says, Dasha 10, Nami names. This order of sannyasis was started by Adi Shankaracharya. We have to be greatly indebted to Adi Shankara, without whom we wouldn't be followers of Sanatan Dharma. These Naga Sadhus, these ascetics, have been there since time immemorial. If you see the seal of Mohenjo-daro, you will see Pashupati, Shiva naked, sitting, surrounded by animals. So this comes from that time onwards, from Mohenjo-daro. The Vedas referred to long hair ascetics. Lord Shiva sitting on Mount Kailash, smeared with ashes, and hence he is the appropriate guardian deity for the Naga Sadhus. When a person undertakes the Diksha to become a sannyasi, he is given a name with one of these following names. So what are these following Dasnami, the 10 names? First is Giri, Giri meaning hill. Second is Puri, which means city. Third is Bharati, which means learning. Fourth is Van, which means wood. Fifth is Aranya, which means forest. Sixth, Parvat, which means mountain. Seventh, Sagar, which means ocean. Eighth, Tirth, which means temple. Ninth, Ashram, which means hermitage. And 10th, Saraswati, which is perfect knowledge. So these are the 10 names, Dasnami, which form the part of Dasnami Sampradaya. You know what makes an ideal sannyasi? An ideal sannyasi should have an earthen pot for drinking water, the roots of trees for food, coarse cloth, total solitude, equanimity towards all. So rules to be observed by a sannyasi in his personal conduct are: when he goes out for begging, he should wear one cloth which covers the waist above the knees and below the navel, and another one over the shoulders. Second, he should eat only one meal in 24 hours. Third, he should live outside inhabited quarters. Fourth, he shall beg from only 7 houses and not more than 7 houses. Fifth, he shall sleep on the ground. Sixth, he shall not salute anyone nor praise or speak ill of anybody. Equanimity. Seventh, he shall bow only to sannyasis of a higher order or of longer standing than himself. Eighth, he may not cover himself with cloth except one of reddish color or bhagwa. These are the rules to be followed after becoming a sannyasi. So the Dashnamis are divided into 2 sections. First are Shastradharis, who specialize in sacred lore or knowledge, and second are the Astradharis, who specialize in arms, swords. So the fighting wing, that means the Astradharis, are organized into what is called as Akharas, and they have played a historic role in our past. Now when we talk about the Akharas, there are 3 types of Akharas. One are Shaiva Akharas, second are Vaishnava Akharas, and third are Sikh Akharas. These Dasnami Sampradaya Akharas come under the Shaiva Akharas. The Shaiva Akhada sannyasis are sannyasis, the Vaishnava Akhada sannyasis are called Bairagis, and the Sikh Akhada sannyasis are called Udasins. There are 6 Akhadas which came up in the Dasnami Sampradaya. The first is the Avahan Akhada. The second is the Atal Akhada, which is considered the oldest Akhada and which is based out of Jodhpur, and at one time had 300,000 men during the time of Delhi Badshahs. They were equipped with cannon and long matchlocks which were mounted on the back of camels. They produced many heroes and fighters for the defense of Hindu religion. When Muslims from Kabul and Baluchistan invaded Jodhpur and levied tribute from the Raja, the Atal sannyasis arrived in a huge force and defeated the Muslims, took away their arms, and made them swear on the Quran that they would never invade the Marwar region again. So this was the power of the Naga Sadhus who belong to the Atal Akhada. The third Akhada is Mahanirvani Akhada. This was started in Jharkhand. The fourth is Anand Akhada, which started in Berar of Vidarbha district of Maharashtra. Fifth is Niranjani Akhada, which started in Kutch of Gujarat. The sixth is the Juna Akhada, which was previously called as Bhairav Akhada, which was started in Badri, Uttarakhand. So these are the 6 main Akhadas of Shaivas belonging to the Dasnami Sampradaya. Now we see some biased reporting about Kumbh Mela coming from the foreign journalists, foreign media like the BBC, which says that naked sadhus have come and are participating in huge numbers. Of course, yes, Naga Sadhus are naked, they apply vibhuti across their body. Now, this is called hypocrisy. Now, if you go and see the museums of Europe, you will see most of the artwork is nudity, is naked. So, coming from them is rich. So, these are all clickbait articles. You don't have to click on them, learn about our culture from these people. Instead, listen to me. Now, the story about how Naga Sadhus saved the honor of Kashi Vishwanath temple and Gokul Dham. It was in 1664 when Aurangzeb, his Mughal army, invaded Kashi Vishwanath. It is said, and local lore says, that 40,000 Naga Sadhus died that day but protected the honor of the Hindus by protecting the Kashi Vishwanath temple. And they didn't let the Muslims enter the temple. So it was one of the great sacrifices made by Naga Sadhus. But they made sure that they killed the Muslims. Of course, they died in the process, 40,000 of them, and they saved the Kashi Vishwanath Mandir. The second example is of Gokul Dham. When Ahmad Shah Abdali, an Afghan, he was also called Ahmad Shah Durrani, he sent his forces to Mathura. In his own words, he says that Mathura is a very important spot, important place for the Hindus, and make sure that nobody is alive in Mathura. So the Afghan forces landed in Mathura just after Holi, and the Hindus were still in that frame of mind of celebrating Holi, and the Afghan soldiers landed in Mathura and killed every man, woman and child and also animals. And then 5,000 of them went towards Gokul. Mathura was lost. They went towards Gokul, which was south of Mathura. But there they encountered 4,000 Naga Sadhus. These Naga Sadhus, who are one of the fiercest kind, retaliated against the Afghans and killed 2,000 of them. And 2,000 of the Naga Sadhus were also lost. They were also killed, but they killed equal number of Afghans, and the Afghans went back from Gokul and they never came back. And this is how the Naga Sadhus saved the Gokul Dham. From there, Afghans proceeded to Vrindavan, where it was not protected. It was also lost to the Muslim invaders from Afghanistan. Aurangzeb attacked Kashi Vishwanath temple in 1664, but then he lost and he didn't enter Kashi again till 1669. Ahmad Shah Abdali attacked in 1756. That was when Mathura was lost, Vrindavan was lost, but Gokul was saved because of the intervention of Naga Sadhus. So this is the greatness of Naga Sadhus. Yes, they are naked. Yes, they apply vibhuti. But they are the front line of defense for us Hindus. So don't fall for the clickbait articles from foreign media. Instead, pass on this video to all your friends and family so that they'll know more about our culture, about Naga Sadhus, about Kumbh Mela. So that is why Naga Sadhus who stay in the Himalayas, who stay away from limelight, come in large numbers during Kumbh Mela to, of course, protect the Hindus, but also to wish for the welfare of humanity as a whole. Now you know who are the Naga Sadhus. I have done a previous video on Kumbh Mela and I've answered who, what, why and all the 7 questions. Do have a look at that video. Did you know this about Naga Sadhus? Did you know that they saved the honor of Hindus in Kashi Vishwanath temple and Gokul Dham? Do put in comments. Engage with me in the comment section. It will be really nice to know about your views as well. Do follow me on all the social media handles. Look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Until then, namaskaram.